Hey guys, Slimber here, and I didn't think I'd be saying that for a while. I'm finally back. I took a little break. I actually was considering quitting YouTube for a minute, but I tried to do a couple videos in my absence and was going to upload them, but decided not to. I'm going to keep the burp in. Drinking fucking Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. A lot has happened since I left YouTube. Elon Musk has tried to buy Twitter and then backed out on the deal. All within the whole time I was gone. We just had 2 shootings, so, you know, America, we're back, baby. And, well, that's actually the topic of what we're going to be discussing here. Glenn Beck made a video crying about, apparently, Beto O'Rourke at a press conference from I think Greg Abbott is the governor of Texas. He apparently interrupted the conference, and this was, I think, the day of the shooting, or maybe the day after. I don't fucking remember. It's been a long week. But, anyways, we're gonna get right into this. Here's Glenn Beck being annoying as always.
Oh my gosh. Do we have the audio of the political stunt that Beto O'Rourke did as where he danced on the dead bodies of children?
I mean, listen, I get it was a political stunt, right? Beto O'Rourke is a fake neoliberal fucking politician. However, I wouldn't call that dancing on the dead bodies of the school children. In fact, the thing I would say is closer to that is the NRA holding a convention like maybe less than a week after, right in Texas. I would call that a lot closer to dancing on the grave of these kids.
Listen.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Sit down and don't play this
The next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line.
Now, this is the mayor
you are out of line.
who has a walker.
Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium.
Beto, how dare you criticize them for not doing anything? You know, the mayor gave the city's budget, 40% of it, to the police, and they did absolutely nothing. So he's very good at doing absolutely nothing, dude. Honestly, we should give him an award for that. Literally, though, like, imagine watching this. The mayor of a town whose police force did fuck all when a bunch of children were being shot. Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't do fuck all. Sorry. They kept the parents away. So they just did everything except, you know, stop the shooting. But imagine being this mayor and even showing your face in public. Like, come on, dude. Fuck off. Like, fuck you.
I can't believe you're a sick son of a would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
It's a literal political event, dude. It's a fucking press conference with the governor. It's inherently political. And honestly, as much as I think fucking Beto is like a useless neoliberal piece of shit, like, this is probably the most any of them have ever done. Like, this is probably the most based thing they've ever done. Calling the governor out to his fucking face. So, you know, I mean, maybe do something.
I love that guy. I freaking love him.
I love the fact that he had a walker.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he's like, get out of here, you sick son of a... I think...
What, he had a walker and he got up on stage, didn't even get off stage, and just yelled at him? How brave! Like, dude, that's like the pure definition of a participation trophy, bro. He still didn't even do shit in this situation. Just as useless.
That's exactly because you know what? Because Beto is human trash.
He is scum.
No,
he is the scum
now
of the
wait
earth.
a minute.
The lowest form
said,
of humanity our society can produce.
He said after he was there, he was just listening, and he just couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, really? He was. That's what happened, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting because everybody seems to notice that this was obviously staged from the beginning. And I go back to what happened before this. We don't know exactly. Maybe we'll learn in the coming days. But let me translate a series of events that led up to this moment. Beto O'Rourke
was there in listening to the whole thing.
No, he was not. Let's go back before that. Let's go back to the meeting that Beto O'Rourke had with his staff. And at some point, and I'll translate it because I don't have the exact language, but I'll tell you exactly what was said in the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It was Beto O'Rourke saying, hey, how exactly can we take advantage of all of these dead children and turn it around so it's good for us?
Okay.
How do
Did he actually say that? Be honest. Well, you're never going to be honest. Are you paraphrasing? Are you making shit up? What's the deal here? But, anyways, I mean, even if he did say that, the governor's out there holding a fucking press conference about a school shooting that he intends to do nothing about preventing future ones. He doesn't intend to do shit about it. Yeah, every once in a while when these happens, conservatives will be like, we need to do something about mental health, but do they? Like they don't even come up with an idea policy-wise. And the simple answer is because there's nothing about their ideology that would do anything about mental health. They oppose universal health care. That'd be like a really, really easy way to deal with mental health. To get people mental health treatment. But, you know, conservatives oppose shit like that. In fact, pull this up real quick. Trump in 2018 made it so the mentally ill could get guns. Like, say they've been hospitalized or anything, they could still get a gun. Now, I have mixed feelings on this. Because I do think it's kind of ableist to say, hey, all mentally ill people shouldn't have a gun. Because not all mentally ill people are violent. However, this still made the problem worse. In fact, it seems like after he did this, an increasing amount of school shootings happened. Because 2018, there were a fucking lot.
We raise money off the bodies of these dead children tomorrow.
Hold on just a second. You don't have a transcript. You don't know that Beto O'Rourke said that. And I have to tell you, Stu, I don't think he's smart enough to come up. That had to be someone else in the room. And he went, yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Hey, yo, did this guy just admit to talking out of his fucking ass? And Glenn Beck was the one that basically called... What the fuck? That might be the first time in history Glenn Beck has actually called out somebody dumber than him. Holy shit. Too bad he didn't do it with his old buddy fucking Jack Thompson when they were sitting there trying to say video games cause violence, even though there was, you know, a lot of statistical evidence proving them wrong.
But I don't know who said it. All I know is that this was obviously planned, clearly planned, and we can go through.
CBS knows.
Yeah, even CBS News pointed it out. Blatantly a staged event. And this guy, because he wants more power and more money, decided that this event was about him.
Right, but like, why are you more mad at him than the governor that doesn't do shit? Oh, right, because you're a partisan hack who's grifting. Right, I forgot.
He wanted to make the death of 19 children and 2 teachers about Beto O'Rourke because he is human scum. He is the worst form of life imaginable on this earth.
So wait, he's the worst? Not the shooter? Not the police who sat there and did nothing while the shooter killed all those kids? It's Beto? That's the worst? They're in better categories than him? I mean, okay, if you say so. Also, like, it doesn't sound like he's making it about him. It sounds like he's making it about the governor who's not doing anything about it. So, you know, when I weigh my options, I don't know, man. Beto comes out a lot better in this case.
These things might work in New York or Delaware or Washington, D.C. It's not going to work here. You know, the only one that had the other opinion of, hey, maybe gun control is Matthew McConaughey. And he seemed like a decent, I disagree with him, but he was a decent human being about it.
I mean, he obviously doesn't know all that much about the details of these issues, but like I think comes from a good place.
Yeah, but like neither does the governor that Beto is going after. The governor Beto is going after only supports guns because, one, he wants to get elected because it's fucking Texas, and two, he's supported by the fucking gun lobbies. I mean, listen, I have a gun. I'm pretty pro-fucking gun. But, like, if you're gonna be pro-gun, at least be, like, genuine about it. Don't be like Ted Cruz or this fucking retard Greg Abbott or Glenn Beck or probably that mayor, too. I wouldn't be honestly too surprised. So, yeah, fuck you.
Here's a guy, Matthew McConaughey's statement. You know, it was like, hey, like, gosh, how can we stop this? We need to do something. All right, like, that's not an educated viewpoint on this, okay? Everybody posted on social media. If you know anything about these topics, the argument of, well, why don't we do something is just vapid, right? It's just a giant, shallow, empty vessel of a view. It's a stand-in for intellect.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. The real intellectual opinion is doing absolutely fuck all and just waiting to see what happens. That's what real intellectuals do.
But Beto O'Rourke is a totally different issue. He is the worst. All he did was try to get attention. And you know what? His next job, which, by the way, will not be governor of the state of Texas, his next job at MSNBC or whatever, this crap will help him. And that's all this is about for him. He is pathetic.
Again, MSNBC, I mean, he's going to be behind a microphone, but I think it's going to be, hi, welcome to calls. Can I take your order, please? I mean,
if he's lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Glenn. You still got your own show, and the only supporters you didn't alienate probably don't know how to use the internet, and I'm pretty sure your show is only on the internet. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Beto's got a pretty good chance, you know? If you guys don't know this, Glenn Beck is like baby boomer Ben Shapiro. Basically, like, for example, like, he was my dad's Ben Shapiro. He hated him with a fucking passion. Just like I think Ben Shapiro's fucking annoying. He does the same shit. He hangs out with the same, like, retarded motherfuckers. Spews the same retarded nonsense. And except he actually alienated a lot of his base. And you can find videos from like the early 2010s of like Tea Party people being like, fuck this guy, because he's a fucking weirdo that only like elitist baby boomers like Dave Ramsey like. Oh, also, he also had a weird thing where he would cry. Like all the fucking, like he would like no joke, cry over the dumbest fucking things in his speeches. You can find him on YouTube. If you just look up Glenn Beck cries or Glenn Beck crying, you can find a shit ton of these videos on YouTube. There's so many instances of it.
Yeah.
And
hey, I'm Beto O'Rourke. A, would you like fries with that? And second, you know, I could have been governor or president.
Well, and the thing here, too, is, look, this is a very desperate man in a very desperate position doing very desperate things. And two,
disgusting.
If you want to, get past how revolting a human being you must be to think that this is appropriate, if you want to get past that for a second, and you get to the point of just political strategy, you can make the argument, right? He is so... His hill he's climbing is so far up, is so steep that maybe ridiculous stunts and pathetic things like this is the right thing to do. Maybe you goad Greg Abbott into making a mistake and saying something really bad when he walks out.
That literally doesn't sound any different than what he did. other than he wasn't walking out. He just, in the middle of his speech, he was like, hey, fuck you. You're responsible for all these kids dying because you don't want to do anything about it. You're literally the governor, and you refuse to do anything about it. Even though he was referring to guns, he could do also, like, more than just gun control. But he doesn't really want to do anything about it because that would piss off the lobbyists. Honestly, though, these guys are speaking a bunch of nonsense, so I'm going to end the video. Slimber out. And you can't leave a dislike, so Slimber out.